This is the Jet Fan Diary. Today, we're talking about the Jets Patriots game from last night. Gonna dive right in. And again, we didn't get boat raced in that game last night. But Justin Fields has proven to all of us that he can't be our QB1. He is not a QB1. He is mentally and emotionally a mess on that field. You could just see it. You see it in his eyes. He's a deer in headlights. He can't make reads. His timing's off. He's late. He didn't get help from A.D. Mitchell at all last night. I mean, so he doesn't get 100% of the blame, but he gets a lot of the blame. Tanner opens up with a really well-scripted first drive, like a 13, 14-minute drive down the field, and we put 7 on the board, and we're off to a good start, and that was it. And then we're just like scratching and clawing to hang in there. The defense, Steve Wilkes made no adjustments. His defense was predictable, and you could just see May just carving us up with like a Ginsu knife. He was like a surgeon out there. He looked poised, he looked control, he knew how to step up in the pocket, he felt the pressure, he would move and slide up and just drop dimes on us all game long. Yes, our secondary's depleted, and we have a lot of defensive issues, but Steve Wilkes' defense was just so vanilla and didn't make adjustments and just stayed with what wasn't working all game long. I mean, they just kind of moved the ball at will and big chunks of yardage all game long on us. And it was frustrating to watch, to say the least. Then we go back to Justin Fields. Just, his timing's off. Every play, you could just see he's late. He's holding the ball. Receivers were getting open, and he just was not finding his men. And when he did, like A.D. Mitchell on that one deep ball, he does like a stop and go, like a nice move, gets open. He creates separation from Gonzalez, one of the elite corners in the NFL. And that particular play, Fields drops a dime in there, and Mitchell just fucking has alligator arms and just can't catch the ball. That's your fucking job. Catch the ball. So that was frustrating to see. Then on a couple of other plays, again, balls weren't perfect, but they were catchable. You're a professional wide receiver, Mitchell. And again, in the presser, I didn't hear or see the presser, but I heard from others that Mitchell did own those drops. And he's like, I got to catch those passes. And yes, you got to catch those passes. So I say we keep peppering him with targets because the guy creates separation. Mitchell knows how to get open. And in this league, if you create space and get separation, just work on the jugs machine and learn how to catch the fucking ball. So make some catches. And same thing with the tight ends. It's like at the end of the game, that fourth down, it hits you in the hands. You got to catch that. You guys went to college together. Do that for you. So it's like I can't just blame Justin Fields, even though he was a major part of the problem. But the receivers were not giving him any olive branches. It was like, again, frustrating to watch and see mediocrity going against a well-coached, again, not super talented Patriot team. They're just well-coached, and they just don't make the stupid mistakes that our team does. Brownlee had to play out of position yesterday, so instead of being a slot, he got moved to a corner. So you could see he wasn't comfortable, very grabby, little bit Sauce-esque with his hands grabbing, getting called for a couple holding penalties, and then that one big 15-yarder he got for throwing Diggs down. That was questionable, but hey guys, welcome, and thanks for joining the live stream. Just doing my my rant to get this out of my system. Again, there's nothing more like than a Jet win over a Patriots. So I was hoping for it. Realistically, I wasn't expecting it, but it's nice to hope. But what are you gonna do? Again, we were outgunned. We showed up for a gunfight with a butter knife. What do you're not gonna win. We kept it close. We didn't get boat raced. We didn't get embarrassed out on the field, but we weren't going to win that game after you saw Drake May come down and effortlessly, just very Brady-esque, just like kind of just dropping back and stepping up and just finding his receivers wide open, gashing us for big yardage throughout that game. It's just, you can't win games like that. And Wilkes, our defensive coordinator, never made any adjustments and didn't try to change up what he had planned for the game. You can't win like that, guys. So there's that. A.D. Mitchell and Mechie are new receivers. Arian Smith looks like he was like in the doghouse, I guess, between Mechie and Williams and Mitchell coming in. Arian Smith looks like he's odd man out right now, which is fine. Again, we got to see what we got in these guys. So I look at it this way. I don't want to tank. I want to try to get W's, but we got to evaluate the talent. We got to see what's going on with these guys that we're just bringing in. Appreciate it. Thanks, Roblox Lord. I'm trying to just get my frustrations out on my Jet Fan Diary posts here. So that's what I do here. This helps. This is like my therapy. Channeling this to you guys, and this is what's going on in my head. Like last night, I'm just sitting there and, I'm cheering. My son watched a bunch of the game with me last night before he had to go to bed. And after he went to bed, you could just see the tides turn, and we were just in survival mode out there on that field. You're not going to win games when you're just in their survival mode. Again, I appreciate that we were playing hard. These guys did not quit for Aaron Glenn last night, so I like that. But at no point did I feel like, all right, we're going to win this game. I just kept trying to see us try to keep our heads above water out there. We're out at sea, choppy waters, and when Drake Mays is just carving you up like that and you have no answers, that's it. You're not going to win. And again, I don't think Aaron Glenn made terrible coaching decisions last night. I feel like Tanner had a great scripted opening drive and then decided to go away from it after that. It's like, I don't understand. The whole first drive, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, Tanner. You are running some option here. You were flipping the ball to Brees. Then Justin Fields was doing some RPOs, was gashing, finding space, making first downs, moving the ball down the field. And then we decide, you know what? Let's not throw any screen passes to Brees Hall. I don't know why, but that's what they decided. Let's not throw screen passes to Brees Hall, which is what you should have been doing all game long. A little fake the handoff, roll them out, like wheel route, dump it. And then, you could see maybe Fields can get some of that confidence back. He just didn't have it. Again, you're dropping him straight back, and then also he's running right into the teeth of the defense. That the Patriot defense's strengths are right up the middle, and that's where Fields would go. And you could just also see Fields was when he would run, he was like always a second or two late on everything he was doing. His decision making is just delayed. He's not in real time. The game is happening at a certain speed, and he's just behind it all. So that sucks. And he is a good kid. I like him as a person. If I was hanging out with him, he'd be a buddy of mine. Great. But this is now professional football, and you're on the field making $20 million a year. The expectations are that you are going to perform, that you can actually make a read and process a fucking play on the field. He can't do any of it. And when you see a guy that just looks like he's seeing Sam Darnold's ghost from a few years back, it's frustrating. And I don't understand why we're not making a move to go to Tyrod Taylor. Maybe it's the knee injury that we're not admitting to, but the 52 other guys in the locker room can't keep giving you 110% when you keep rolling out Justin Fields and his, lack of confidence in himself anymore. It doesn't work. And, you're going to lose the locker room if you keep doing this. And it's unfortunate, but it's what is happening right now. And, again, we're doing evaluations now of all these players, but with Justin Fields out there, you can't properly evaluate these wide receivers that you just got. You need to have, again, Tyrod Taylor is nothing special out there, but at least he could run the offense, and then you can evaluate Mechie, and you can evaluate Mitchell, and you can evaluate Arian Smith, and let him throw the ball to these guys. Again, he doesn't have a rocket arm, but he can actually run the offense because he can make reads and he can process, which is the exact opposite of what Fields is doing out there. He looks like he's fucking lost, and he's frozen out there. And these guys were fucking open all night long. All night long they're open, and he can't fucking find these guys. So when you're playing football like that, it just kills the morale of everybody, the fan base, the locker room. And Aaron and Tanner just keep going with them. And Tanner keeps calling the game as though Justin Fields knows what he's doing. And it's not working, boys. It's not working. So change the quarterback. Sit Fields down. And I even say, you know what, like Geno Smith, when he was a problem too, we sat him down. And he sat down, he was a backup with the Giants, and he was even a backup with the Seahawks before he actually stepped up and took over at the Seahawks. He's having problems again with the Raiders now, but he did turn it around. I think that's what Fields needs. He needs to find his mojo. He's lost it. It's gone. And you're not going to get it by rolling him out every week and letting him run around there like a deer in headlights. He's just getting steamrolled, and it just looks bad, and the morale is just depleted. Again, they're fighting for him, but we got to change. It's time. So, Justin, hold the clipboard, put on the headset, and start watching and learn how to make a read and process what's happening on the field. Maybe you never will. Maybe you'll just always be a backup quarterback. But at the beginning of your Chicago career there, you had some explosive playability out there. And it's not like Fields doesn't have elite athletic ability. He does. It's just he can't process each read when he gets a snap. And that fucking snap fall on the ball in the fourth quarter like that. I mean, not that we were going to win the game, but when Fields fumbled that snap deep in our own end like that, it was like you basically buried us. We had one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel, and you buried the hatchet on us with that. Just fall on the ball and let's redo the down. You fumble, you're trying to get it in between your offensive line's feet, and then it was just a fucking disaster. And So that just like put the cherry on the cake of your shitstorm last night. You know, you have one great drive to start the game, and then everything else was shit. And even your run plays, you were late. When you were back there and your scrambles, you were hesitant. You were like, should I go? Should I not go? I don't know. Are you afraid to take a hit? It's like you locked up some real money. You got $40 million, or 30 if it's guaranteed. It was like, so I don't understand what you're afraid of out there. Just fucking play like you got nothing to lose out there, because your career's slipping away, and there's lack of confidence. You can't play a QB1 in the NFL without confidence. If you don't have mojo, and if you don't have swagger, and you don't have that team behind you, like, let's go do this, you can't be there. That's not the way you lead a team to victory. It's how you get fucking first, second, or third pick in the draft, by the formula that you're rolling out there. So, again, I'm frustrated. I'm not mad about the loss yesterday. I'm just frustrated. We're not a fun team to watch, the way Justin runs that offense. It just creates aggravation, and you're like, why can't he fucking make a read? And this is where we're at. Do you want Cook to see playing time with Taylor? I definitely want Taylor to go out there. I don't think Cook is ready. I mean, at some point, we might need to get a look at Cook. I'm not sure what's going on with Taylor, though, as far as, is that knee injury that he took at the beginning of the season really something to be worried about? I got these guys fucking doing air conditioning work next to me. So every time I'm trying to do a live stream, I either got landscapers over there. Today we got air conditioner guys over there. So I can't win. And then we got the Jets that just refuse to switch quarterbacks. But yes, I would like to see Tyrod Taylor, because, again, not that Tyrod Taylor is going to bring us to the promised land, but I think Tyrod Taylor will allow us to evaluate Mitchell and Arian Smith and Mechie, and then we can see what we have with those three. And then again, Isaiah Williams. Again, we got some young speedsters out there. A.D. Mitchell, really, 3 crazy drops right in your hands. You're an NFL football player. Like, maybe I can drop one of those if I'm out there playing pickup with my friends. But you're a professional. If the ball hits you in both hands, you need to catch the fucking football. I don't know how else that needs to be explained to these guys. So work on the jugs machine and catch the football. That's your job. All right? My job is not to catch the football. This isn't even my job. My job, I'm critiquing what I'm watching because I enjoy doing this, but I'm not getting paid money to do this. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and his one job was to catch that fucking football what was over his shoulder, right in his fucking hands. I mean, he had the separation, but no, let's drop it. I mean, it was, and you could just see, like, that was one of those momentum-changing moments in the game. If he catches that, it's 1st and goal on the 3 or 4 yard line, and then we could punch that thing in. Instead, he drops it, and then you could just see the deflation of the wind in our sails. It was just like, we just got fucked, and it sucked. Yeah, I do think these draft picks were worth it. It was like these draft picks, we got top dollar for Sauce, and we got top dollar for Q. You're not going to get any more than 2 1s and a 1 and a 2 plus. It's like you're not in this league. 1s and 2s are the most important things about building your team. So when you can get 2 1s for Sauce, who to me is overrated, I think it was a great trade. There's going to be short-term pain, long-term gain. Again, we're back to a rebuild. Am I super stoked about a rebuild? No, but it's the reality of it. And I want to give Muji a chance. I want to see what. So far, this guy's made some nice moves by bringing in Brownlee from Tennessee. Again, last night he played out of position, so you saw the warts of his grabbiness and his penalties. But when we can get him back to the slot, so he's a proper like nickel corner, then that's where he belongs. When AZ Thomas can come back out of concussion protocol and pick up that corner, he's supposed to be the fill-in for Sauce, not Brownlee out there. Brownlee should be that. He's the fill-in for Michael Carter that we traded to Philly. So that's how I feel about the draft picks. Let's see what they produce. We need a year to a minimum to see where the first wave of draft picks goes. And then in year 2, we're going to get another draft pick from Dallas. We get their 2026 pick. So let's see what that turns into. Guys have had many top picks, and what happened? Yeah, exactly. The most important thing is we do need to hit on quarterback. If we can, but this might not be the draft for a quarterback. This might, if it does, if we can get Mendoza to fall to us, great. I don't want to chase quarterbacks. I don't want to trade this load of draft capital that we've acquired to take a shot on one of these guys. None of these guys are Andrew Luck type of, talent. Maybe it's next year when Manning comes available, and we can go for one of the Manning brothers with that. So if Manning's available in 2 years, and then we build everything around, and then we got to suffer through another year of shitty quarterback play, but we get the nucleus around that position. You got your foundation. You get you retool your linebackers, because we're going to probably lose Quincy Williams next year. We need to retool our safeties. We need to button up our wide receiver room. So once we get all those pieces in place, then all we need is the quarterback. I'll feel much better about it then. But, that's kind of where we're at. Let me see, guys. You really think these draft picks will? I do. Again, I'm just trying to read through some of our chat here. And, again, tough night last night. You think when you drafted you didn't start him in first year? You think we would have? Maybe. Again, we're in a different time right now. Now it's, again, Green Bay had the luxury with Aaron Rodgers to sit Love for that long before he came in. And you know what? Look what Love's not even like a top 12 quarterback right now. I mean, statistically, he's probably more like a 13 to 15 in the league, which isn't terrible. But, I mean, he's no world beater, and he sat for 2-3 years behind A-Rod. And so with the way this league works now, you don't have that luxury of sitting. So what you do is you got to build your O-line. You got to build your running back and wide receiver rooms so that your quarterback can come in and it's a plug and play and give him his reps. But he needs weapons. Maybe if you have the luxury of sitting a guy for 6 weeks, 8 weeks at the beginning of the year, like Jackson Dart did with the Giants, you bring in a veteran that can run the offense, and then you can kind of 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, hand the baton, or an injury happens, then yeah, that's the way to go with that. But in this league right now, you got to hit the ground running with these guys. But you need an offensive line, which I think we've built. We got great left tackle, great right tackle, and those bookends are going to be good pieces. You got Tittman in the middle to be either a guard or a center. Myers is there. He's looking good. If we can go, we're going to probably let Elijah Vera Tucker go. I mean, guys always hurt. If you can't show up on Sundays, and that's his pattern, he doesn't make it to games. And if you have all the talent in the world, if you can't suit up on Sundays, then what the hell good are you? And that's been Elijah Vera Tucker, So We'll let him go, and he's going to be an all-pro for the next 4 or 5 years for somebody else, and be like the best right guard in the history of fucking football. That's just the way it works with Jets. We're plagued, we're jinxed, we're cursed, whatever you want to call it. You know, and but it starts from the top down. It starts with Woody Johnson, and then it goes to Muji and Aaron Glenn and trickles down to the coordinators and to the locker room. We need to bring in the right leaders. So far, I was sketchy about when we were in this tailspin at 0-7, but giving it some thought and watching things play out, I'm behind what Muji's doing. I don't know how much of it is Aaron Glenn telling him what to do, but I feel like Muji has been churning things in the positive direction. I think the draft capital is going to be used right. I think we got great value for Sauce and Q. And moving forward, I think those are things we can be optimistic about. We got game feels. I know, Todd, I agree. It's so frustrating to watch. I've been a fan since Richard Todd, and I just want to enjoy games. I feel the same way. I've been a fan of these Jets since the 80s when we had Klecko, Gastineau, Marty Lyons, and Salam. The New York Sack Exchange that got me. I was hooked back then. Unfortunately, I got juked. They tricked me and hooked me, and when I moved to Florida in this beautiful weather where I live now here, I'm wearing a dry fit t-shirt, and it's beautiful. It's like 70 degrees and breezy. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather. I tried to become a Dolphins fan. I was like, you know what? This is my chance to fucking leave the Jets in New York. I escaped. I'm so glad I escaped New York, but I tried to root for. I can't root for the Dolphins. I just fucking can't root. I can't stand the Dolphins. I can't root for them. I tried, and I'm a Jet fan, and I will always be a Jet fan, and it's going to be something that just poisons my insides, and I'm stuck with it. But I've been riding this thing since the 80s, and we're going to continue to ride this white squall into the abyss and see where it takes us. And I'm hoping Aaron Glenn can kind of bring us to the promised land. We'll see. I think what Muji and Glenn have done with purging Sauce and Q and getting all that draft capital bought him a 2-year bridge. So we are, like it or not, going to have to suffer, embrace, enjoy, or freak out over what Aaron Glenn and Muji do for this team for the next 2 years. And then we can reevaluate. But it's going to be a 2-year build. And let's see. And again, if we don't hit on quarterback, it's all a waste. Because then we're going to reset another 5-10 years, like we always keep doing when we pick quarterbacks and they don't work out for us. But again, it starts with tutelage. And Sam Darnold, we didn't miss on that. We didn't coach him right. We didn't have the pieces in place for him. And he came into a mess. And it's a toxic environment that we basically have around our franchise right now. And you got to fix that, people. It's got to be fixed. Yeah, at least you're not a Cowboys fan. Yeah, right. And, hey, man, Q keeping his mouth shut about wanting to get out of this toxic environment in MetLife allowed us to squeeze that 1 and the 2 out of the Cowboys. If he would have opened his mouth and talked about, I want out, there's no way we get a 1 and a 2 from the Cowboys. So, and that Mozzie Smith. I mean, not that I heard his name called at all last night, but, again, he's a big body. So without Q in there, the D-line, we got big bodies, but we need to have some impact players to kind of help out. And Sherwood didn't play great last night. He took a step backwards. Last 2 weeks he played really good. Quincy Williams was flying around last night. He was doing what he needed to do. And again, he's gonna leave next year. So that I give Quincy Williams a lot of credit for really playing his heart out and leaving it on the field. And he doesn't technically have to be, because he can be worrying about his pockets and worrying about his health and being like, I want to save myself. But he's out there letting it all out. And you know what? He's putting good tape together. So there's going to be, if he continues to stay this positive on the field and electric and hit everybody when they're, running backs don't want to get hit by Quincy Williams. I'll tell you that right now. The way he hits people, you just feel those crunches. He's not just tackling, he's driving through people. So that's going to get him some money from somebody. Somebody's going to step up and give him a good contract when we let him go. And that's pretty much it. New York Jokes sent me your way. Love your channel. Thank you. I just talked to them 20 minutes ago. My boy Chris was he was at the John Fogerty concert last night, so he wasn't doing the game with his son last night. So, but we were texting, and he caught the end of the game. But, Chris from the New York Jokes has been one of my buddies for 35, 40 years. He's my old wrestling partner from high school. And we talk Jet talk while we're sitting in the sauna sucking weight for our wrestling matches. And his family just grew up Jet fans. Unfortunately, I grew up a Jet fan, and we just shared our misery while we were grinding out, losing weight for our wrestling matches. And now him and his son have a great, entertaining channel. I watch his New York Jokes every week after those games. It's my therapy session to help me decompress. And then I like to do a post-game rant like I'm doing with you now. And I got to get a show with Chris. I will talk to him about doing that. And we'll do a live stream together. I'll let you guys know when we do that. That sounds like a great idea. So I'm actually going to see him. He's coming down to visit me in December. And him and his wife can do a little vacation, and we'll go out to dinner. He's got his birthday coming up. I got a birthday present for him, and we'll talk about that. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe we'll have end of season. We'll get like something going before the Buffalo game, and we'll see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant tonight. It's what time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock, and it's gonna be cocktail hour soon. So I'm gonna give you guys a little wrap up, and I hope next week we look a little better on the field. And again, at this point, we're not playing for playoffs. We're playing to see if, like Aaron Glenn says, we're building on something. I want to see each week us look a little better each week. I really did feel like we are improving from those first 7 games that were a disaster. All right? So, guys, have a great night. Appreciate everything. And JETS, 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 Jets. You had a knee injury that ended your wrestling career, huh? Yeah, it sucks. But wrestling's my favorite sport. I love it. It's Chris and I have wrestled all through high school, and then it was just something that really, really has always been with me. So have a great night, guys. Appreciate everything you've done supporting the channel, and we'll catch you on the flip side.